the importance of political engagement for folks in your business. And Alan talked a little bit about it before I came up with, and it's absolutely essential that farmers and folks in the agriculture industry engage in the political process and actively engage to influence policy making. Because you're in an environment right now where most people in political positions, most people in the country don't understand what you do or how you do it. Most of the people in America today, as we move from sort of rural areas and concentrating into the city, most people in America today have this very unrealistic view of what goes on outside those urban borders. They have a very idyllic view of what happens outside of cities in this country. Most of them think you can sit down at a banquet like this and serve 1,000 chicken breasts and have every single one of them come from a bird that has lived a happy, carefree, free-range life. You've got people out there who swear their allegiance to science, acting like superstitious tribesmen when it comes to genetically modified food. I mean, hasn't food always, from the time animal husbandry began and the time, what was the guy's name down in Georgia, began playing with the seeds, haven't we always been modifying food to make it more productive, to make the process more efficient? We could end starvation in Africa, end countless diseases with genetically modified rice and other grains. And we have these superstitious environmentalists blocking it. They'd rather see people starve than feed them genetically modified grain. These folks think you can feed, how many people in the world now? Well, I know it's 8 billion people. You can feed 8 billion people with the farming techniques of the 19th century. They don't understand what it takes to bring that food to the table. They don't understand that the reason they can come home from work and in 15 minutes be sitting down at their dining table and eating supper is because of what you do and how well you do it. And it's not just a lack of understanding. There's often an outright hostility towards you and your industry. They see you as polluters, as exploiters of animals, spoilers of the earth. You got to tell your story better, and I think that's why it's important that where you're having gatherings like this, clearly you understand the need to tell your story better and to help elect people who are farm friendly. I was a tobacco farmer, owned a tobacco farm raised tobacco until just 10 years ago. I know restoring my image is a lost cause, but you all feed the world. I mean, you're the good guys. And most people out there don't know how hard you work. They don't see how much you struggle to keep your farms financially viable. They don't know about frost and droughts and disease. A population now that jumps from house to house and job to job has no appreciation for a farmer's connection to his land. All they know is that they want you to keep feeding them, and they want you to keep feeding them without raising their grocery bill, but while meeting layers and layers of regulations that Washington buries you under. You need more friends in high places. I think that's what you're here to do, raise money to help elect farm-friendly politicians. I think Congress would be a lot more respectful of property rights and a lot more understanding of the impact of environmental policy on agriculture and food production if we had more farmers amongst their members. I think the regulators, the bureau would be a lot more realistic, a lot more sympathetic if more farm kids were in the ranks of these agencies. So it's vital that you stay politically engaged, that you make your voice heard. There's fewer of you all the time. You've got to be louder all the time. You've got to fight for your land, fight for your rights, fight to keep carrying on this tradition. You have to make your voices heard.